and welcome back. In this lecture, I want to walk you through a case study, exciting, real data, real life stuff. I'm really into research. And I think that when I say I'm really into research, it doesn't mean I love researching stuff. I think it's really important. It's hard work, it's tedious, it takes a lot of reading, and there's a lot of more fun things you could be doing with your time, granted. But research helps generate better advertising campaigns. Research helps you really advertise with intelligence. And creative people tend to not like research. Maybe they find it's too conforming, or their artistic license might be quelled or might be hurt, or they might not have as much creative freedom. But research is really, really important. And there's no more important place for research than when it comes to writing sales copy. Remember that we're here to make a profit. We're here to be salespeople in pixels, salespeople in a digital landscape. And salespeople who really are profitable, and you could take lessons from the direct mailers from way back in the 20s, and some of my, not to go into my advertising idols too much right now, but Claude Hopkins and Albert Lasker from the 20s, 30s, and 40s, and then David Ogilvy in the 50s and 60s. If you read up some of their books, I highly recommend reading Scientific Advertising by Claude Hopkins, read My Life in Advertising by Claude Hopkins, read The Man Who Sold America, which is the biography of Albert Lasker, who was Albert Lasker is really considered the father of modern advertising. David Ogilvy, Confessions of an Advertising Man. These are some incredibly, incredibly insightful books to read, and you'll see how these people spend so much time researching the products, researching what consumers wanted, really understanding it, because they knew that if they could write good sales copy that spoke to the desires of the consumer, as opposed to just guessing what they wanted based on their own feelings, they'd be much more successful. And all three of those people attribute a lot of their success to the ability they had to research and to understand, to find out what the consumer wanted. So let's show you how some research, and not even that much research, but how a little bit of research went a really, really long way. So let's jump into our slides. First of all, what you're seeing here is two ads, and we'll get more into these images a little bit later on. I blurred out a little bit here for the sake of protecting the identity of our client, but it's a medical company, and the top ad was the original ad. And the main thing to focus on is, because what's blurred out is really just the company name, and it's consistent in both ads, is we beat any competitor by $200. And that's a great line. Like that's talking about price. People care about price quite a bit, so it's not bad by any means. And let's take a look at the conversion rate was 9.59%. The click-through rate was 3.65%, right? Not bad numbers by any measure. But now let's take a look at this ad down here. Clearance sale up to 70% off. That line we've tested, and we saw that it did not make much of a difference between that and will beat any competitor by $200. But here's the main difference: all lightweight models on sale. And in the description, all of our ultra lightweight oxygen tanks are on sale, limited time only. The battery will last all day, right? These are the main differences, talking about battery power and talking about the lightweight models. And if you look at conversion rate, our conversion rate is 24.33% and click-through rate is 6.3%. So the click-through rate almost doubled. The conversion rate more than doubled, almost tripled, right? That's incredible. And of course, you're not going to typically see results like this, but this is why it's a case study. This is why it's worth talking about, because the only way we were able to accomplish this was with some research. So just briefly, this was a client who sells medical devices online, quite a large ad spend. We're actually managing 6 different accounts, 3 Google Ads accounts, 3 Bing accounts, spending a lot of money. The way this business works is 90% of the leads call to speak with a specialist. So they run a call center, they run a number of call centers. The sales team is then responsible for selling the product. So there's no e-commerce, no sales happen online, no one's checking out and buying a product online, and there's around 15 salespeople per company, and it changes here and there. So we got this client, and the client told us that the most important thing for this business, and the thing that their customers care the most about, is price. Because we have a lot of conversations with our clients up in the beginning when we bring on a new account, and the client repeatedly told us that price is the most important factor. Customers care about price, which is why we went to write ads that talked about 70% off and will beat any competitor by $200 and these other types of deals, which were all true, and they worked, and it was a profitable campaign, sure. But we're always hunting for more profit. That's what we want to do. Squeezing more profit, get better over time. That's our job. That's what clients hire us to do. So we decided after a few months saying, hey, your salespeople are taking phone calls. We're generating, I don't know, 50, 70, 150, 250 leads a day in some cases. And your salespeople are on the phone all day long with your customers. The client, we love you and we appreciate your feedback, and we literally had this conversation with them saying, it's possible that you're overlooking something that the salespeople are catching, and we should really communicate directly with the sales team to ask them some questions. And they were totally on board with that. They're like, absolutely. So like I said, we scheduled these interviews and we started developing a matrix of questions. It's worthwhile to study some market research techniques because these questions were written with proper principles of surveys and conducting these surveys. And we got on the phone with each of the salespeople. You're just seeing here a sample of the salespeople, and we asked them some pre-prepared questions. Every single person got the exact same questions. And some of them were, are leads typically buying for themselves or for a patient, friend, significant other? It was important for us to know, are people buying these medical devices for their parent or for themselves? Because that would change how we want to market. How often do people ask about insurance coverage? These are just a few of the questions we ask about how important price is to people. Are you proactively using any specific sales techniques on your phone calls? We wanted to maybe, and actually we went in and helped train these salespeople close better over the phone, close more deals, which was pretty cool. And most of the salespeople were saying that they're not employing any specific techniques in selling, which was a big mistake. But then we asked them a really, really important question. What product features seem to be the most important features to your customers? And the answers were pretty amazing. Every single salesperson we asked said the same two things: weight and battery life, how heavy the unit was and how long it lasted. And there were other potential features like the warranty, the colors, shipping speed, return policy, price. Only one salesperson said price was in the top most important factors, which meant that while price was a strong consideration, the client wasn't wrong, it wasn't the strongest consideration. People would rather pay more for a lightweight unit, one that had long battery life. Those were the features that they were really on the hunt for. But again, remember that the client told us that the price was really the one and only thing the customers really cared about. But these interviews that we conducted were extremely valuable time spent, and I'm going to show you how we actually put that, we translated what we did into value. But first we had to go and now put this research information into action. We had to put it into action because now we learned something that we didn't know. We had these interviews and we understand that battery life and weight are the most important features and factors for a customer as told to us by the salespeople themselves. So now let's go take a look at these ads again. The second ad incorporates what we learned. We talked about a battery that will last all day, and we talked about our lightweight models. The word lightweight and battery power does not show up at all in the previous ad. A 9.59% conversion rate, 3.65% click-through rate versus a almost triple the conversion rate, and a much higher click-through rate, which is the main factor to look for, because conversion rate could also have been to factors in the landing page that we changed. We also changed copy on the landing page to reflect our battery power and the lightweight units that we sell, so that the conversion rate reflects changes made on the landing page. But click-through rate is just a metric based on impressions and clicks of your ad. So we see the click-through rate, CTR, almost doubling, which is just a function of the actual ad itself and what we wrote in the ad. Now, if you're an agency or you're managing campaigns for a clients who pay you to do good work for you, or if you work at a company and you're learning for your company, or you just do this for yourself, it's important to not only see these good results, but you have to be able to verbalize these results. And we not only verbalize the results, but also show the client or show your boss or show the company that you're doing this for what an increase in click-through rate or conversion rate really means for your business. And it solidifies that relationship with them, and it also concretizes, it makes it much clearer exactly the monetary financial gain that your research and then your A/B test and your implementations actually produced for the company. So we put this together in a spreadsheet. I'm going to give you a template like this. I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to give you this resources in the resource section. I'm going to give you this Google Sheet template, and you could use it to plug and play your own numbers and to show your own clients exactly how this works, or exactly the performance improvements, what it's done for the business. So what does all that research mean? So we created a spreadsheet, and again, I'm going to give you this template. So the original copy, we based it on cost per conversion. The original copy had a cost per conversion of $58. The new copy had a cost per conversion of $39. And this might be slightly separate date ranges than what we were looking at in the previous slide. The numbers might be a little bit different. But these were numbers taken on a 30 or 45-day window. I don't totally remember. So looking at the conversions per day, right? So assuming $150 conversions a day. Let me just open up my laser pointer here, helps me. So looking at 150 conversions a day, you multiply that by 30 to get your conversions by month, by 365 to get your conversions per year. Your cost per day is $8,700, right? Because your cost per conversion is $58, multiplied by $150 gives you $8,700 cost per day. And these were accurate numbers for any given one of the given accounts. It was actually one of the campaigns in an account. Cost per month, which is multiplied by 30, $269,000. Cost per year, $3.2 million a year. And then you just do the same thing for the new copy that had a $39 cost per conversion. And then exactly the number of conversions a day. There's two ways to analyze the performance benefits. You could look at cost savings. So if we assume the exact same, if we assume that we maintain this 150 leads a day, we could talk about how much money we're spending less with our improved copy. So cost savings per day come out to $2,850 because you subtract the difference of what you're spending now to get those 150 leads versus what you were spending before to get those 150 leads at $58 a conversion. This might sound a little bit tricky, but in the template that I give you, you're going to have all these formulas pre-built, so you can just plug and play. So $2,850 a day in savings, $88,000 a month in savings, $1 million a year in savings. So I was able to present it to my client, and I said, hey, listen, you're paying us a good fee to manage your campaigns. I want to show you that with just a few changes that we've made, just some research, these are actual numbers that you're now saving every month. Your company is saving $88,000 in ad spend a month to get the same number of leads, to get the same revenue to your business. And you put that in a sheet and you show them that, the numbers don't lie. If I just tell them, hey, I think we're saving a lot of money, like we saw an increase in click-through rate. Okay, great. You have an increase in click-through rate, very nice. But what does that really mean to a client? Clients and companies that advertise speak in business metrics. They talk about finance, money saved. So now you can really show them, oh, what is that increase? What is that going from 3% to 6% in click-through rate and going from 17% to 24% in conversion rate? What does that actually mean in the bottom line? It means $88,000 less spent per month. You could also phrase the benefits not necessarily in cost savings, but in additional business scale. So if you want to assume that we'll spend the same amount of money, right, we'll continue to spend that $8,700 a day or $5,850 a day in the new copy, with the new copy, we could calculate based on this very simple formula how many additional leads we'll generate. And if you want to take it one step further and tell your client exactly how much money in revenue or in profit you're going to get with this increase in leads, you could just simply take that 2,265 number, or the whatever number of leads you're going to generate in addition per month, and multiply it by your average profit per lead, for example. So let's say we know 2,000. So we have 2,265 new leads with the same level of spend, and let's say for this client your average profit per lead is $150. So you multiply 2,265 by 150, and you're going to get 339,750. Okay, so you're going to have $339,750 in additional spend. So you could phrase it as 88 grand saved over 30 days, or 339 grand made over 30 days with an additional 2,000 and change leads. So cool stuff, right? So you show that research, and you all of a sudden see clearly how incredibly effective your results were, and that all came from myself and 3 colleagues sitting down at the conference room table, which is right over that wall over there, getting on the phone with 15 salespeople, 15 salespeople, I guess, right? 15 salespersons, 15 salespeople, 15 salesmen and saleswomen, and asking them some basic questions about the business. So it's really cool stuff, I think. I hope you think it's pretty cool stuff too. And I hope you use this template really, really well, and I hope it helps you increase your business, and I hope it helps you increase the relationship you have with your clients, and I also hope it helps you visualize your own, if you're advertising for your own business, this will help you see the results of what might look like even minor changes and minor increases in performance. So research, best practices in ad writing. I look forward to seeing you guys very soon in the next lecture.